Hello, hi, welcome to Empathic Fire. I am your reader, Jay. This is going to be a reading for those who are not in contact or in communication with Pisces right now. Hello, viewer. Hi, Pisces as well. I'm pretty sure some of you will be viewing this video. It's got your name on it, doesn't it? Anyway, like I said there briefly in the beginning, this is a reading specifically designed for, or at least ideally designed for, let's say ideally designed for, those who are dealing with people under the sign of Pisces who are actually not in communication at this very moment, okay? What you'll see here is we're going to do two sides to the reading. First, we're going to do messages from Pisces to the viewer, whoever you may be. You might be a Scorpio, you might be a Taurus, you might be an Aries, it doesn't matter. And we're going to get messages from Pisces coming to you, viewer. What would they like to say to you if lines of communication in your connection would open up, okay? And then in the second half, we're going to reverse it. We're going to see what the viewer would say to Pisces regarding the situation. And yeah, we're just going to see if we can get a little bit of a peeky, little sneaky Pete, or not a sneaky Pete. What do you call it? A peekaboo. There you go. Something like that. A peekaboo in the situation. I did this reading a few months ago. It went off pretty well. A lot of good response to it, so I'm bringing it back now. I was finally guided to after months and months of saying, oh yeah, I'll do that again. I'll do that again. Now is the time. My guides are like, do it now. When your energy is like all over the place, you should definitely do it now. But anyway, so a few things have changed, so I will explain them now. We've got two oracle decks. We're going to decide which one belongs to which side of the story, and then we're going to read that first. Then we're going to clarify or add to it with the tarot deck, and then again, we're going to flip it at the end, or not at the end, we're going to flip it at some point, and then we're going to get the other side of the story with the opposite oracle deck, okay? Timestamp will be in the description box below if you want to jump ahead to get right to when the reading begins. If you want to sit here and watch me shuffle and listen to me babble on, that's totally cool. Also down there's the information you will need if you want to get a personal reading with me. If you have any questions before you place an order, feel free to email me at the same address. And if you don't want to do a personal reading, but you still want to show your support to the channel, make sure you like, share, subscribe, and comment. And or go ahead and do a donation down there to the PayPal link as well. All of that stuff is cool with me. All of that stuff is jazzy for the universe. I've been using jazzy so much lately. I don't know why that word wants to be part of my vocabulary, but here it is. Now, anyway, let's get into it. Viewer, this first half is for you. Let's go ahead and see which oracle deck will contain the message that Pisces wants to give to you. And then after that, we're going to go ahead and get into the tarot. So let's see. Messages from Pisces to the viewer. Which oracle deck, please? Messages from Pisces to the... messages. I was going to say messages from... Maybe I did say that. To the oracle deck? Did I say that? Messages from Pisces to the viewer. Please, which oracle deck for that? Messages from Pisces to the oracle... See? To the oracle deck. To the viewer. Messages from Pisces to the viewer, please. Which deck? Yeah. Divine Circus by Alana Fairchild. Let's get into it. Messages from Pisces to the viewer. In this time of no contact, what would Pisces like to say? No communications right now. What would Pisces like to say? And again, guys, no communications. I'm like dead serious. Like, you don't talk. There's no texting. There's no DMs. There's no Skyping. There's no, you know, liking their Instagram post. No type of indication that you guys are in communication, right? What is the message from Pisces to the viewer? That's good. Yes, thank you. One card, please. Pisces to the viewer. Wow, I couldn't even get that started. Maybe that's something. Couldn't even get it started. Oh boy. Clown of Crossroads. I'm going to intuit a little bit, and then we're going to pick up the book and see what the actual... Well, not the actual, but see what the author has intended for this card to mean. But Clown at a Crossroads... I mean, listen, viewer, Pisces looks a little sad. What else is new? And that's no shade at Pisces. That's like, you know, water sign. Oh my God, come on. Pisces, if you guys aren't sad at some point in your life, were you ever really a true Pisces? But anyway, so Clown at a Crossroads. I think that there's a certain transition, change, or upheaval. Evolution. Interesting. That's a very specific word. There's an evolution going on for Pisces right now that has really got them caught in a tizzy. In some cases, feeling very nostalgic. Not sure of their place in the world. Not sure of their place in whatever connection you guys shared, if you're family, if you're friends, whatever it may be. And there's a character crisis. Interesting. A crisis of character, I think is how we might normally phrase that. So there's this interest. Pisces is unsure of who they are. Pisces feels very ostracized, or like they're a misfit and they don't know what to do, who they are, who they're becoming, who they ever were. Like, honestly, some of them might be having some kind of midlife crisis or an existential crisis, okay? So Pisces is going through it, per usual, and that's no shade. I love Pisces, in case you don't know that, viewer. You might be a Gemini and you're like, Pisces. I love Pisces. They're some of the coolest people I've ever met in my life. I love them dearly, but this is what I know of them. A lot of them go through these moments in their lives regularly. No shade, no tea. That's just what they do. All right, so let's go ahead and read about it. I'm all putting it away. I need to be showing you the artwork while I'm talking. That's like bad show and tell, right? Clown of the Crossroads. Opportunity is upon you. Though it may seem like a farewell to what you have known, this chance is a crossroad, a time when you can go left or right. You cannot continue with everything as it has been, and this means that something will have to be released for something else to be gained. It's time for you to take your chances and make a choice. This card comes to you when you are at a choice point, a time for you to make a decision and realize that your life does not have to continue on as it has been anymore. You are at a pattern-breaking, life-changing moment, or soon will be. Of course, you can try to continue with the status quo, keeping things the same as they are now for as long as you can. However, in doing so, you will be saying no to the pathway opening up for you, leading to a different life ahead. In nature, all things must grow. What is suitable for one phase of development might be unduly constraining or inadequately stimulating for the next phase of growth. There's a whole bunch of stuff. I recommend this deck. Hell, I'm holding it up. Maybe you could pause it and read it. I'm not going to read all that. But that's pretty much what I was able to intuit. And I don't think I ever pulled this card before. I mean, maybe I did once, but... Oh, yeah, and she's like in a forest, so that's that growth. That's that evolution, yeah? So Pisces is growing. And, you know, water signs, when it comes to growth, they get in this headspace of, yeah, they just get overwhelmed. We'll say it that way. They get overwhelmed. But I don't want to presume too much. Let's go ahead and go and clarify this with the tarot. Messages from Pisces to the viewer. What does Pisces want to say to the viewer if the lines of communication were to open up? With some clarification or insight that we can get from Pisces to the viewer, please. Messages from Pisces to the viewer. Yeah. My guides, like one of my guides has got to be maybe that's why I'm saying jazzy. Like maybe one of my guides is like a jazz man or a jazz singer or something like that. They're like, yeah. Anyway, Pisces to the viewer, what's the message? What? That is way too many. Look at that. That's ridiculous. There's no way. No way. Try again, guides. We're not taking all that. That was like 8 cards. No way. Message from Pisces to the viewer. Thank you. Oh, duh. Flip it. 3 of Swords. Oh, no. To the ground. To the floor. 5 of Swords. Ay, Dios mío. Okay, sure. And it is hot in here. I better not be like, never mind, don't wish that into the universe. Don't say that, Jay. Queen of Wands. Okay. Did I lay that correctly? Is that right? Yes. All right, so first part. These come out together. Even though they didn't come out together, but I laid them down there, and that's how they want me to deliver the message. First thing they'd say is 3 of Swords and the 5 of Swords, viewer. Heartbroken. Feeling very, very emotionally distraught. But since they're swords, this is also traipsing into their mental space. They are overwhelmed mentally. They are, in some cases, very checked out mentally. But Pisces is The fighting was a lot. Okay, thank you. The fighting was a lot. The disagreements were too much. There's something here where, for some, not all, right? Yeah, for some, not all, there was a point of arguing in your connection with Pisces, and that was too much for them. This feels like childhood stuff. Like, you could be the adult or you could be the child, you know, take your side as you know, but it feels like there was a lot of arguing in a childhood experience, and that really left a sour taste or a sour energy in the connection, right? And it never got resolved. There's no thank you. There's no resolution. The disagreement, Five of Swords, whether it's from this childhood story or not, the Five of Swords never got a resolution, or is still, you know, a sore spot in this connection. Could be, you know, oh, man, and this is Pisces season, right? So this is a lot. So it could be that Pisces right now, at least the Pisces that I know, usually get very reflective around their birthday period. Happy birthday to Pisces, by the way. Not the greatest time to mention it, but there it is. But and so this could be like recalling back to childhood, and maybe, you know, in a few of your cases, Pisces wanted to address issues of the past, either as the child or the parent. It doesn't really matter. And that could have brought up, you know, old wounds with the Three of Swords right there in the back of this card, right? And that could have, like, you know, caused some type of chaos or caused some type of fallout, caused, you know, people to kind of, you know, not respond, or to, you know, get up and leave a room, or, you know, hang up the phone, you know, whatever it is. But there's, regardless of whether it's stemming from a long time ago or if this is a recent development, the disagreement is too much for the Pisces to bear. Like, that really rattles their cage. And I don't know who is the quote unquote instigator, because it doesn't even feel instigating. It feels like both sides have a lot of emotional trauma or drama to express, or that they're trying to relay to the other side. That's what this is. The Five of Swords is often, it is a card of conflict. It is a card of people getting into disagreement. But what I'm actually seeing is like people who are talking and talking and nobody's really listening. And those are terrible arguments to witness and or be a part of. Like, I don't tolerate that shit. I don't do that. I've only had that happen to me personally a few times in my life, and I don't get into that. And when I see it going on, I'm just like, I try to stop it. Not all the time, but sometimes I try to stop it. But anyway, less about me, more about you. But this is what this feels like. Like 2, 3, 4, 16 people, I don't care. There have been people who have had discussions and arguments and shouting matches, and everybody's going all at the same time, and it's chaos, and it's hectic, and it's loud, and it's it's so abrasive to the senses. Yelling, possibly throwing of things, slamming of doors, you know, pounding, you know, on, you know, stomping of feet, whatever this is. It's just hectic, which is very much not in line with the artwork of this card. But I think you kind of get, even with the body language of the people on that card, there is there's bitterness, yeah? There's contention, right? So Pisces is telling you, viewer, that contention, whether it was between just the two of you or whether it was between you, Pisces, and a group of people, I don't really know. Oh my God, why is this congestion coming? Hold on a second. One moment. All right, I gotta get back to cutting back on the sugar. Anyway, so this disagreement, no matter who was involved, however many people, has really left a void, in Pisces in some type of way. It's really upset them. It's really hurt their heart. And, you know, Pisces could just be the witness of this. And again, I'm getting like this, in some cases, this is like a by proxy. Like, you, viewer, might actually have a separate disagreement or argument with someone else, and then Pisces is sort of like wrapped up in that drama. In a few cases, that's like actually not even a few cases. They're like just like a handful, maybe like 2 or 3 of you, where I'm getting the sense of Pisces could be collateral, like if this is like a disagreement between adults, between parents, like Pisces could be the child who is collateral, or you're one of the, you know, Pisces could be one of the adults and they have taken the child with them and prevented the child from speaking to the mother or father or other parent or other guardian or whatever the situation, you know what I mean? Like in a small group of people, Pisces is the bystander in some kind of way, okay? But more to those who are directly not talking to a Pisces, they're really torn up about this. It's really put them in a headspace, and okay, thank you. It's put them in a headspace that immediately pulls them back. Like I said, when I was intuiting from that card, a nostalgic point. Could be, my God, this is so complex. Could be Pisces would tell you, I'm at this crazy crossroads and I don't know which way to go because, you know, again, you know, maybe you guys are parent and child, brother, sister, best friends since high school, whatever it is. You know, the distance between us, okay, they're giving me temporal, years and months. They're going to say years and months you guys haven't been talking to this Pisces. This is not, most likely, not recent energy. So let's say, as an example, just for illustration, it's not all of your cases, but Pisces would tell you, listen, growing up, or you know, since middle school, you and I haven't talked. Dad, mom, brother, sister, friend, whoever. We haven't talked since middle school. That's this. But it still is with me in this present moment. That was 15 years ago, 8 years ago, 27 years ago. It doesn't matter. But in this present moment, I'm still stuck. Much like these swords are stuck in that heart, driven down into it, and they're not moving, right? That like a stopwatch. Yeah? Because the gears, right? Steampunk deck. So we're going to see a lot of gears and references to timepieces, but like a stopwatch, Pisces is really in the past. A good portion of them. Mentally, emotionally, they've been stunted. And, you know, whether it was Pisces' choice or your choice or whatever, the sustained silence, the sustained lack of communication has only exacerbated this feeling. Has only given Pisces less understanding of what to do next. You know, I don't want to hammer on this, but this is like kind of coming through strongly. So whoever needs to hear this, like it's like this absentee father thing or absentee mother thing, you know, deadbeat dads, deadbeat moms, right? And you grow up and you move from being a child to an adolescent to a teenager to a young adult, and now you're in your 30s or 40s and you're like, am I truly a man? And this is, you know, this is just Pisces thinking. It's not me. Am I truly a man? Am I truly a woman if I never had that significant relationship with my father or my mother or whoever it is, right? There's like I said that, a crisis of character. Who am I really? Maybe this happens, you know, beyond just Pisces. This happens to people all the time. I didn't grow up with a father. I didn't grow up with a mother. Now I am a father. Now I am a mother. Am I doing it the right way? I don't have an example to go by, you know? Or am I raising my kid this way in order to kind of do the opposite of what I experienced? And is that correct? You know, there's a lot of questioning going on Pisces side. A lot of questions as to why is this happening? Who am I? How, you know, how am I measuring up? What am I supposed to do next? All that kind of shit. It's crazy. Queen of Wands. Fire sign energy. You could be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, dealing with a Pisces, but you don't have to be. And it doesn't even have to be a fire sign significant to the story. But this Queen of Wands energy. Wow. Okay. Very specific. Wow. This is like. There's like a very specific strain, like a very strong, specific strain in the Pisces energy. But I hope those who are sort of on the peripheral, who this is not specifically your story, you're still able to pull a little something out from this story. But there's a Pisces out here, or a strain of this energy, that because of something historical that is needing healing, needs some type of purging, needs some type of intervention. Something got to be done about that historical aspect. Pisces is now repeating cycles in their life. Okay? This is the message. They would tell you, I'm doing things and I'm repeating cycles, and maybe there's something in that book about patterns, wasn't there? Yes. They're repeating these cycles and these patterns, and it may have gotten them close to or in the vicinity of a Queen of Wands. Now, Queen of Wands traditionally in tarot is not a bad person, not a bad figure. However, look at the look of this particular, oh God, come on with the focus. This particular Queen of Wands, she's a little bit of a piece of work. Oh, come on. If I can get my hand to stop shaking. There you go. She doesn't look super inviting. She doesn't look super nice. She doesn't look super, you know, chill. She looks very intense. And that's true. The Queen of Wands is normally, or can be, an intense character. But I feel in some of the Pisces stories, they're involved with people that overpower them, that outshine them, that have influence over them. The Queen of Wands is very territorial. The Queen of Wands is a character that is self-made, male or female, it doesn't matter. You know, I'm just saying queen or she because of what's on the card. But there's someone who takes control and goes after what they want, and they're very tenacious and they're very driven, and that's all great. But again, territorial, demonstrative, or dogmatic in some cases, right? Narcissistic, maybe, okay? And if I'm honest, it feels like Pisces, I'm not a therapist, but this is like going down that route. This feels like where maybe growing up, Pisces did learn some lessons about narcissism, or did see some examples of what it was like to be, you know, avoidant love, attachment, and all that kind of stuff. And that is the type of partner that Pisces is with now, whether that be friendship, romantic, you know, roommates, whatever it is. Pisces is drawn to this energy marker of a person that hurt them way back when. That person might be you, viewer. Or maybe Pisces would tell you, the reason we broke up is because this, that, and the other, and I've only gone and replaced you with this dirtbag, right? Well, not dirtbag, but this particular character right here. I really feel that if Pisces is attached to a person, friend, lover, whatever it is, or they just have someone that they give a lot of their attention to, and that maybe cause friction between you and them, viewer, I don't know. Pisces would admit to you, I know there's something going on. I know that there's something unhealthy about how me and this person interact, and I know there is a link to my past, but I can't figure that shit out. I'm too busy, not even too busy, I'm overwhelmed with, you know, self-doubt. I'm overwhelmed with this feeling of, have I led myself astray? A lot of blame also coming off of this energy. Pisces is, as Pisces does, taking that martyr route, okay? I'm a martyr. I'm going to fall on the sword. I'm going to blame myself. I'm going to take the bullet here. And, you know, no shade, but that's what this feels like. So Pisces is all kinds of fucked up over this situation, over their life, I should say. Over, or at least this aspect of their life, yeah? What else would Pisces say to the viewer, please? Show me more messages. Okay, 1, 2... Page of Wands, or excuse me, Knight of Wands, Knight of Pentacles. Anything else? Do we want more? Do we want more? Yes, thank you. I was like, come on and tell me, do we want more? What else is Pisces in the Page of Swords? Even more people. Jesus. It's like a freaking boy band around here. There's so many people. So Knight of Wands, okay? Knight of Pentacles in the middle, and then the Page of Swords. Fire, earth, air. If you know the signs, go ahead and fill them in. I'm not going to say them all. It's basically anybody, okay? Don't get caught up in zodiacs here. But viewer, I think that okay, that might make a little bit of sense. Viewer, Pisces might tell you they're in their time of reflection, because this clown of crossroads as the oracle is really giving me this idea that, you know, Pisces is on hiatus. I did say that. Nostalgic, thinking back, reflecting upon, and they're not really doing much in terms of like anything new. Okay, they're not out there, you know, climbing mountains and, you know, seeing all the wonders of the world. It's like, no, Pisces is just like contained in a little corner doing this reflection thing. What they might be reflecting on is people from their past, or people, if not specific people, the types of people that they are around, or, you know, just the people that have had impact in their life. They would tell you, oh, I'm remembering what it was like when I dated the Knight of Wands, or when I went to school and I had this teacher, Mr. Johnson, and he was like the Knight of Pentacles. And then I'm thinking about my first grade crush, Suzanne, and she was kind of like the Page of Swords. There's like this, they're labeling, thank you, they're labeling and trying to piece together. Maybe they're doing like a lot of self-work. You know, therapy is not cheap. So maybe they're doing, you know, DIY therapy and they're trying to, you know, identify people in their life, either now or in the past, that have had some type of influence or impact on how and where and why Pisces got to this point in their life, you know? So Knight of Wands, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Leo, excuse me, Pisces may have, you know, some affinity for or connection with or is possibly remembering or clean this up, please. Okay, thank you. First, they want me to tell you, viewer, you could be any one of these three characters. So if you kind of hear semblances of what your character is like, fill yourself in here. So one person of significance in Pisces' life, either now in the present or at some point in the past, was the Knight of Wands. Charismatic, very charming, athletic in some cases, very attractive. This is like the female Harry Potter, you know what I mean? Harrietta Potter, okay? Something like that. Harrietta, that would be funny. That's a... Anyway, so this person, this particular person, I don't know where they fit into Pisces' life, but they're reflecting upon them. And I feel like this was like Pisces looked up to this person, or Pisces in some cases like chased this person around, like this possibly was a crush. And the significance was the charm. The significance was the confidence. Thank you. More than the charm, the confidence and the adventure that this person would get into. And, you know, for those who are not familiar with the Harry Potter series, Harry Potter can be a kind of sassy little bastard. No offense if you love him, and I like the series and everything, but, you know, there are times in that story, even though he is the hero of that book series or of that movie series, he's the hero, he's the protagonist, he's also kind of a dick every once in a while. So there was an attraction to this ability to move freely and to make a mark and make a stance. Yeah, there's a strength that the Knight of Wands has or had that Pisces is just like, oh my god, I like that, yay. Whether that was a dating scenario, a friendship, another family member, I don't know. Maybe Pisces used to be like that, and they're remembering what they were like when they were in high school. I was the captain of the football team. I was, you know, head of the debate team, whatever it was. Maybe. Second character that Pisces is reflecting upon is the Knight of Pentacles. Even though this is also a knight, I get the energy that this energy, I get the impression that this energy is more mature. So maybe these are like estranged family members. This is a complicated read, obviously, if you haven't caught on. But I get the sense that the Knight of Pentacles, which kind of makes sense, is more mature than the Knight of Wands would be. And of course, the Page of Swords. Knight of Pentacles, practical, methodical, very careful with their money, very careful with their possessions, maybe a little anal, okay? Kind of a stick in the mud. But I think that there was this attraction or there's this interest from Pisces towards this person in being measured or being a caretaker. Pardon me. They like that this person has a clear head on their shoulder, or has a clear head about them, head on their shoulders, straight head on their shoulders, whatever the phrasing is. I always lose these phrasings when I do these readings. Anyway, the maturity of this person is attractive. However, it scares Pisces as well. Like, okay, maybe this person, whoever they are, at some point was an authority figure to Pisces or came along and reprimanded Pisces. Oh, I wish there was like a counter for how many times I've said the word Pisces in this reading, but anyway. And there's something about being drawn to this person, but also afraid of this person, or being like, I'm interested, I want to be friends with you, I want to be close with you, but like, oh my God, please don't, please don't look at me, or please don't judge me, please don't, take away my cell phone, Mr. Johnson, whatever it is. It's like, I want to be in your presence, but I'm also like apprehensive about being close to you. This is so weird. And Pisces would do this, by the way, in case you don't know who you're dealing with. 12th house, my God. A rich internal world. What do I mean when I say that? All of these people could in some way have had fleeting connection with Pisces. However, from their side of the story viewer, these connections have an impact of some type. Like, Pisces can remember, strangely, details and specifics about situations and relationships that to another person were very casual, very forgettable. You know what I mean? These people, Pisces might come to you and say, if you guys were to be speaking, hey, remember, you guys could have gone to the same school. Remember Mr. Johnson? Remember this person? And you're like, huh? Mr. Johnson? Yeah, he was like a substitute for like fall semester English. And you're like, what? You remember a substitute? A substitute? You remember that person? Pisces is like, yes, I do. You see what I mean? So as much as I'm able to get, and we're back. So this trip down memory lane for Pisces is way significant for some reason. And I want to move on because I'm like, I still got to talk about this person. So wild, rambunctious, Henrietta Potter, okay? Astute, very, by the book, Mr. Johnson. These are all obviously arbitrary names. And then you have this Page of Swords. Someone who plays a big game and is very mouthy. Page of Swords, air sign energy. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, in case you didn't know. Mouthy, bratty. In some cases, a little manipulative, or at least, was cutting, because it's a page, so it's less mature, or at least in terms of hierarchy in the tarot, it's beneath the knights. Wow, interesting. Anyway, so I think of the three, Pisces is the least enthused about this person. This person is too big for their britches, or was. And I'm getting particularly like regret. This is out of these three, this is the one Pisces is just like, oh my God, why did I ever? How come I let this happen? How come that happened? And they're looking back and they're a little, what did I just do? The word in my mind was shame, but the feeling that I had around my jaw was totally not shame. It was maybe panic. Maybe a sense of danger, which is a lot to bestow to a page. But again, I don't know what's going on with Pisces, but these three characters, if you were to ask them what's going on or what have you been up to since we've not talked, or if Pisces were to admit to you what they've had to deal with since you've been gone. Okay, I'm not gonna sing it, but that, you know, since you've been gone. Okay, I did it. Since you've been gone, you know, that Kelly Clarkson song. Maybe some of them are listening to that. I don't like that song personally, but whatever. But since you and Pisces haven't been communicating, they have been going down the memory lane. Heavy. How you fit in, how this pertains to your connection, I have no clue. Hopefully you understand it. Final line of message is from Pisces to the viewer. Pisces to the viewer, final messages. Oh, I always forget to flip them when they come. God damn, how many people does this Pisces know? King of Pentacles. And Judgment. Okay. Jesus. Listen. King of Pentacles and Judgment. King of Pentacles, again, more earth sign energy. Judgment is the secondary major arcana for Scorpio. Practically every sign is here, so take it as significantly as you feel it. Now, they would say or talk about maybe, this is very specific, but again, I hope you're able to pull something out if it's not specifically about this. This King of Pentacles is feeling like that absentee father, that absentee mother. There's no gender, okay, so it can go either way. But that does feel like that absentee parent. And the Judgment is realizing everything that I'm feeling is resting on this person, or my relationship with this person, or lack thereof. King of Pentacles, proud. Smart, yes, smart, but not a nurturer, not in an emotional way, not in a way that provides for the internal development. Let's say the again, the heart space, the soul of a person, really. Like, this is what this feels like, and maybe Pisces is thinking of it in these terms. The soul that exists within me, my spirit, whatever that thing is, that je ne sais quoi, that humans have, was not developed by this person, was not nurtured by this person. Maybe the material trappings of Pisces' life was good. Maybe this person brought home the bacon and that was it, you know? Or maybe this person never brought home the bacon. Maybe they went and, you know, whatever. So there is discontent or long-standing hurt, detachment from the King of Pentacles, because maybe the King of Pentacles is a detached figure themselves. Maybe. Pisces is trying to figure that shit out, man. Judgment. Judgment is both about, and that's why it belongs to Scorpio, it's about death and rebirth. Well, maybe not about death and rebirth, but it's about letting things lie, putting them to rest, finally, or digging them up from their graves. Pulling things up out of the ground, opening up old, closed, locked doors where we thought we don't need to deal with that anymore. Apparently we do. So it's going on both. It's going both ways. Pisces is probably, they would tell you, I'm simultaneously bringing up the past so that I can finally bury it. And again, this might be some DIY, you know, I can't afford a therapist, but this is what I'm thinking of. This is what I'm focused on. Why this would prevent you guys from being in contact, I don't know. Maybe you are the King of Pentacles. Maybe you're any one of these other characters that Pisces is thinking about. But this is what they're doing when they're by themselves. This is what I mean, you know, they're not like, you know, closed up, you know, in the house 24/7. This is what they're doing internally, deep, deep, deep inside of themselves. Crisis of character, crisis surrounding their historical trauma, whatever it is. Man, that's deep. We've been here forever. Let's go ahead and clear this up. So hopefully that makes some sense to you, viewer. If Pisces, if you got affirmed from that, hopefully that helps you. We're going to move on now to what the viewer would say to Pisces if the lines of communication were to be opened up between you. First, we're going to clear this deck, because that was a lot. I'm no therapist. I'm just a pair of anonymous hands on the universe, on the internet. So, Godspeed, friends. Clear the deck. Last one, thank you. Viewer, let's hop on over to the Santa Muerte Oracle deck and let's see what you would say to Pisces if you had the chance to speak with them. From the viewer to Pisces, what is the message from the Oracle deck? Messages from the viewer to Pisces. If there was a chance for them to speak, to come into contact, to open up communication, what would they say to Pisces? Man, I really wish I knew how many times I said Pisces in this video. I've said it so many times. I don't know why I'm like fixated on that. Maybe some of you are like OCD or something. No shade, no tea, but just a possibility. From the viewer to Pisces, please. Last one, thank you. One card, please. Come on. You sucker. Not you, the deck. Or maybe the energy that's in the deck. False starts, maybe? There's no names to these cards. Immediately it's in the book, but it's card 31. Ooh, what am I gonna intuit from this? Card 31. Take a look at that artwork. Ceremonies. Ceremonies. Creation. I think you might acknowledge to Pisces that you see the work that they're doing on themselves. And whether you understand it or not, because this is I don't want to say it's tribal. I think it's the Aztecs in this book. I think they talk about the Aztecs, I think, in this Oracle deck. Anyway, it's a very specific, ceremony. It's not common. So you might say to Pisces, either maybe you're doing this work, maybe you guys are brother and sister, or you grew up in the same household, something like that. But there's something about the ceremony of something and the process. Thank you. The process that's going on, and maybe you or they don't understand it, but there's respect or homage paid to the tradition. Maybe. There's also a sense of honoring, because this is, what do you call it? An altar. So possibly, maybe this has come about between you because maybe, I'm not sensing it, but I guess I'm sensing it in a way since I'm mentioning it. Maybe there has been someone who has passed away recently that both of you know, or who is significant to the both of you. And the altar that's in this card is like giving two different, like Pisces is now on this journey of self-healing, and you're kind of watching that. You're watching the ceremony with the funeral, whatever goes on in your particular, rituals, right? There's something about acknowledging the process, acknowledging this work. Let's just go to the book, because that's really what I'm getting. I think like you don't want to overstep and be too critical of what's going on. Card 31 is called Celebration. Celebration is in close contact. Again, I'm not holding it up. I'm the bad preschool teacher not showing you the pictures while I read to you from the book. Okay. Celebration is in close contact with the memory card, and it incites us to celebrate life and the deserved results we obtain. We belong to us as much, which belong to us as much as they belong to those who came before us, our ancestors, and the people with whom we celebrate, as expressed by the fraternity card. As the tree that renews its leaves but keeps its roots, we must always have the courage to renew our ideas while maintaining the principles that have guided us and that were passed on to us by our ancestors. The advice of the dead. Take action while constantly bearing the past in mind, without being afraid of having to change your ideas, even drastically. Okay. So, I am getting like this idea of you and Pisces share common history as family, as friends, as old buddies from the Navy, whatever it is. And Pisces is going through it, remembering or the past being brought up to them, or they're actively exploring the past. And I think you would say to Pisces viewer, you know, not respect, but honor the past and celebrate it. But then also don't be afraid. I think you would encourage Pisces. Yeah, this feels like encouraging energy. Like it's a tough road and we've both been through things, or you've been through things, and I'm watching you deal with that. I'm watching you, grapple with your ghosts, and I respect you, or I support this process for you. Something like that. And I don't know why you guys aren't talking to each other. Maybe Pisces has isolated themselves. Maybe, you guys drifted apart. Who knows? Why? Let's get some messages from the viewer to Pisces, please. Messages from the viewer to Pisces. Lines of communication open up between these two. What would the viewer like to say to Pisces? What are the messages from the viewer to Pisces, please? Last? Yes, thank you. Messages from the viewer to Pisces. Okay, 4 of Wands in the side position. Keep it? Yes, keep it. Thank you. More side position. And the 4 of Cups. Okay. And then Ace of Pentacles and the Devil upright. Okay, take it. Thank you. Now, this is interesting. I normally don't take sides in public generals, but they're making me take it. So, we're in the deep, my friends. So, viewer, you would say to Pisces, 4 of Wands and the 4 of Cups in the side position. God, this is going to be difficult to show or hold up to the camera. Here we go. And, of course, with folks. Oh, good. Stay right there. Don't move, Jay. Now, 4 of Wands, definitely history, or you acknowledge something in the home, something in the foundation between the two of you, or the home that you used to live in together, whatever it is. There is this acknowledgement of base, foundation, yeah? And the structure or even the dynamic between people and how, like, you recognize things are not in the upright. Well, beyond this being a tarot reading, you would say, Pisces, I know what you've been through, or I know what you're dealing with now. I understand it's not all it could be, or it wasn't always perfect, or it wasn't always safe. Okay. It wasn't always safe in some cases. Yeah. Oh, because I'm like, why would you say this? Again, you may have shared this history with Pisces, and I got towards the end of their side of the reading that maybe you are the estranged mother, father figure, or the estranged relative, whoever you might be. So you might go to Pisces and say, listen, what happened back then, I can't change. I mean, I hate this line myself, but I can't change the past. And it's true. It's kind of a filler statement. It's kind of, a thing that you say when you don't know what to say, but it's true as well. I can't fix the past. Maybe, you might say to Pisces, I wasn't the best mother, father, brother, sister, whatever it is, and you might apologize. Or maybe you don't. Maybe you're a little resistant. 4 of Cups. So Pisces, if you're listening, which I would assume many of you are, recall what I said at the end there. And this is no shade, but this is how it's coming across. As much as someone might be able to acknowledge their hand or their participation or lack thereof, or their witnessing of things that weren't so great, there might be this reluctance to accept full responsibility. 4 of Cups. Again, no shade, viewer, okay? But it feels like you would be close but no cigar. Halfway to the finish line when it comes to possibly trying to explain or make amends with Pisces, or, like I said, give an apology, or fully acknowledge what you did or what happened or whatever it is. So it's like, it's a job half done. Maybe, yeah. Oh, wow. That definitely plays, because I'm drifting away from that thought and my eyes go right here. And I'm like, oh yes, that plays with what I said about the King of Pentacles. Maybe the king, okay, listen, this is like a little on the nose. Maybe the King of Pentacles did pass away. Okay. With the altar and the ceremony and the homage and the respect paid to our ancestors, right? So maybe the Page of Pentacles, or excuse me, the King of Pentacles has passed away, maybe, recently. And I'm telling you, I know Pisces, I know so many of them. Death, the passing away of people, friends, relatives, you know, friend of friends, it doesn't matter. It sends Pisces into this reflective period. I'm telling you, I know that's what you guys do. So, whether Pisces directly lost a relative or, you know, whatever it is, maybe out of that, there has been an offer. Maybe out of that, there has been an inheritance, some type of offer or gift coming in with the Ace of Pentacles. And that makes Pisces, like you would tell them, oh, okay, right, because this is you to Pisces. So, okay. Oh, okay, here we go. Erase some of what I just said. We're going to amend some of what I just said. It feels like if the King of Pentacles, you know, absentee, whoever, has gone, maybe there's like an insurance thing. Maybe you are the executor of the estate and you tell Pisces, hey, so-and-so left you this much money in the will, or you were the beneficiary on their life insurance policy, and you delivering that message, not that you are the devil, but it's like you giving that information to Pisces would read to Pisces as like this not so nice bit of information. Pardon me. If you are still the King of Pentacles, if the King of Pentacles is alive and well, and you are that person, viewer, you might come, you know, this has happened in so many people's lives, I'm very sure. You might come to Pisces and say, listen, here's what I can give you now. I can't make up for the past, but how about this? Maybe it is an offer of money. You know? I can't make up for, you know, not hugging you when you're a child, not listening to you, and respecting you and your needs. You know, the things that were going on between me and your father, or me and your mother, or whoever, blah, 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 blah. But how about this? Open the checkbook. Give a gift, offer something of material value that, whether you are aware of it or not, is probably coming across like this, an offer from the devil. I'm not trying to insult you, but this is kind of what this feels like. It feels like your intentions are actually scapegoating, not full ownership of the damage done, not full ownership or accountability for what you contributed to what Pisces is going through. And this is not blame. Again, this is a message from you to them. And it might be things that you don't want to tell them, but it's come out here in the tarot. You know what I mean? So this could be what's going on subconsciously. Ha. And I'm laughing at myself. Ha. Okay. Look at the dichotomy here. You've got two cards, or two pairs, that have come out with two different sides of a conversation, let's say. So part one of the conversation of the sideways cards is the Four of Wands in the side position. Hey, you know, things back then, it wasn't so great. I understand that, you know, growing up in the house with me and your mother was kind of rough, blah, 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 blah. That's what's being said. What's not being said? I don't really fully own my part of it. You know how your mom can be, you know how your father could be, you know what it was like raising you kids as a single dad, as a single mom. There's this scapegoating. There's this shifting of the blame. On the surface, what are we saying? Consciously, out in the open. How about I make it up to you now? let's go here, let's do this. How about what do you need? Can I buy you something? Can I offer you something? Let me make it up to you. What's not being said? Let me continue to give you the things that you don't want. By the way, Major Arcana, the devil is a Major Arcana for Capricorn. But let me give you the things that you don't need. Like I said before about the King of Pentacles, or what Pisces might be reflecting upon, or what they might express to you. I didn't need stuff. I needed some companionship. I needed to be treated and held and kissed and encouraged. I don't need your stuff. I don't need your money. I need your encouragement. So there's something about the conversation, if you were to have it, might not actually go anywhere of significance, or it might make it worse. I don't know. I'm not a therapist. Again, just an anonymous pair of hands on the internet, okay? What else would you say to Pisces if you were given the chance? If the lines of communication were to open up between you? No. Wow. How many? That's 3? Is that 3? Take it. They say take it. All right. Page of Wands, the Moon, Queen of Swords. Ay, Dios mío. Page of Wands. There's a lack of maturity here. Especially emotional. Thank you. A lack of emotional maturity. Some of you might put this on Pisces, because that's their card there, the Moon card. So this is getting kind of dusty. That's the word I'm going to use, even though I would never use that, but that's the word that came to the tip of my tongue and I let it out. Dusty. This is, okay. This could, if you were to, because I feel energetically, viewer, you'd be trying to make amends with Pisces, but I feel as though it might not go that way. Best intentions, terrible execution, right? This feels like you might say to Pisces, listen, you're being a little insubordinate, strange, okay? Strange to say insubordinate, but that's what this feels like. It feels like Pisces, you would say to them, listen, the past is the past. It's over and done with. I appreciate that you're trying to heal yourself. I appreciate that you're trying to get over this. And I own my part. You might say that, but do you really mean it? I don't know. But then you might immediately, without knowing it, shift the blame back to Pisces and say, you know what? You're an adult. Why are you acting like a child, Paige? You're my son. You're my daughter. You're my cousin. You're my best friend, whoever. All this reminiscing over the past and, not coming out and being social, the fact that we haven't spoken for this long, you're acting like a child. Or this situation between us is very childish. I don't want it to be that way. And that is some type of deception, Moon card. Possibly a self-deception on your part, viewer. Again, I'm not here to blame, but this feels like you know more than you're letting on, or your conscious actions and your conscious words are different than what you feel internally. It's different than what that's the other thing about the Moon card. It's not expressive. It hides secrets. You might keep secrets. You might feel there's something here where this whole fucking thing, no offense to anybody, is so deep and layered and complex. It's beyond me doing a tarot reading for it, okay? But what I'm sensing is both sides have a tendency to go off the deep end, so to speak, or to give into their own perspective. Maybe that's it. Maybe both sides are being super subjective, and therefore you fall into these patterns, into these sort of standard modes of operation where you end up deflecting or blaming or victimizing yourself or whatever it is. Both sides, because I told you Pisces is in this martyrdom thing, which is natural to them, but also can be an Achilles heel to Pisces. Every sign has their strengths, and every sign's strength is also their weakness. I'm a Leo. What's my strength? Strength. Being verbose, being very confident, that is also a weakness because it turns people off. You see what I mean? So that's the caveat here. So as much as you might want to make amends with Pisces or offer up your condolences or offer up some type of, I understand what you're going through, ... but, and then it starts this cycle again where someone is either acting immaturely or being set or being told you're being immature, you're acting like a baby, stuff like that. Queen of Swords. See? Like, that's why. Sharp words, spoken very clearly, possibly with great logic and great argumentation. Good word usage, okay? Good communicator, the Queen of Swords is. Air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. But the Queen is isolating. She can leave a room or a situation very cold, not very feeling. Now, if this energy is related to the King of Pentacles and they're one and the same, meaning you, viewer, are a combination of the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords, if Pisces is in need of a big fat hug and some type of compassion, these two energies together are not conducive to that. So there seems to be a reason why you guys aren't communicating. I don't know why. But if either of you were to speak to one another, I think, yes, the card that was on Pisces' side, the Five of Swords, goes back to what I had gotten a visual of. People talking, but nobody listening. I'm not blaming either side, but I have this sneaking suspicion that both sides, either through conditioning and given examples from the past or whatever it was, but both sides could have a tendency to go directly into that space of, I need to speak, I need to speak, I need to speak, or I'm speaking now, and not really listening, or I'm going to speak, but I have an ulterior motive. I have a subconscious motive or subconscious conditioning that doesn't allow me to speak totally truthfully or totally with the aspect of ownership and accountability. Wow. I don't know what the hell I'm going to title this. You already know because it's already published, but this was crazy. Just out of curiosity, I want to see, because this is going to be the last part and we're going to wrap this up. I want to see what the common energy is between you and Pisces, viewer. What is the common energy between the viewer and Pisces not in communication right now? What is the common energy between the two? One card, please. And then we're done. Yep, good. Two of Swords, absolutely. That's that no communication. I mean, what's the connection? You guys aren't talking. Two of Swords. Or if you were to come into communication, the moving of the needle, seeing something improve, seeing some type of change, significant change, not conducive, not really flowing in this reading. See how she's holding both swords to either side? You guys are separated. In other depictions of the Two of Swords, it's crossed in front of the person's body. The arms are crossed, the swords are very much near each other. Here, the swords are apart. Your common energy, with the moon hanging above it, disconnected over possible emotional wounding, emotional trauma. And even though she's not doing it in this card, yeah, she's, well, I mean, she's sort of, well, she's not doing it, but the way the woman's legs and her feet are posed gives me like this idea of walking a tightrope. She's actually standing on something and she's, you know, having to keep her balance, right? Same difference, really. So, as a pair, you're not together, you're not speaking, you're not connecting, and that might be for the best. Possibly, like I said, both of you don't really know what to do, what to say, how to broach the subject. You know, I don't know who you are to each other, what your relationship is, but it's not jiving for a reason. And there's more to this than I could ever get into here. I'm going to stop it, but I think you know what that means more than I'm able to interpret it, okay? All right, thank you, viewer. Thank you, Pisces, for watching this video. If you liked it, there is a like button down below. Please be sure to hit that for me. If you want to leave a comment, let me know how this resonated in your life. I would love to hear from you guys. You know, if you're not afraid to, you know, put some of your personal business out here on the internet, go ahead and do that. If you want to share the video, let other people know you like my stuff. And if you haven't subscribed, my friends, go ahead and subscribe. That way you can keep coming back and seeing my content. This particular type of reading, no communication, these things are heavy. These things are intense. I will not be doing them on a regular basis, but when I do, you'll be sure to be notified. I will be coming back very soon on the channel to do the March readings, and then after that, the mid-March. Pisces, if you're still here, I hope to see you in mid-March. I'll go live for your sign doing birthday messages for you, or rather, doing it in celebration for your birthday season. You come to the chat, you ask a question, you get it answered for free. It's totally cool, but all right, very quickly so I can wrap this up, because, you know, the storage on this camera it's almost done. I gotta get a new one. Anyway, so, yeah, so I'll be back soon doing the birthday messages for Pisces in the middle of their season. Be sure to join me. Again, if you want a personal, that information is down in the description box. And I will talk to you all very soon. You know, I didn't want to be rude and just, like, leave the video like that. So, thank you all for watching. Take care.